check on your phone to see if we are live. Sometimes if if you're live and we don't see it, because I'm on BeeDee.
There I am. There you are.
All right, everybody. Good.
Hi, everybody.
Afternoon. Very good afternoon Sunday. I'm trying to do Facebook Live at the same time. I don't know if it's working, so if anybody's out there, say hello. So today we are doing our stories on Sundays, and I've just decided that our stories on Sundays, since I loved last week's meditation, is to pick another topic again and talk about, breathing and relaxing, because I need to breathe and I need to relax, and just talking about this week, you and I and other people that we know, all the stress they're going through.
Let's say hi to Mary. Hi, Mary.
Hi, Mary. Who's Mary? Yay! Awesome! That's awesome. We have somebody looking and seeing and joining. Thank you so much. I wanted to talk about...
She said you're live and I'm watching. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for taking the time. Our microphone goes red and then it goes a little bit of green, so I think you can hear us. But can we talk about how sometimes we get so stressed that then we're in a bad, angry, pissed off mood? Yes. And why does that happen?
Right? Well, I think it's different for everybody. For me, sometimes it's, or what I've seen in my office, is that anger is a huge umbrella for emotions. So sometimes you're fearful, sometimes you're
I think a lot of times it's lack of control. We can't control the situation and it pisses us off, and then we're off balance for the rest of the day because of this situation.
Right. But I think anger is an accepted emotion, a societally accepted emotion. Fear, being afraid, being sad, having these other emotions is not necessarily an accepted emotion. So anger is kind of the umbrella of it. So it's always underneath. What's underneath? It's not the emotion that you have at the moment. It's always what's underneath.
So when something's getting us angry, what are we supposed to do? This is how I'm going to interpret this. Okay. First of all, I want to do something soft as you start talking, and kind of create a shield for me. How do I separate myself from all these emotions that I'm feeling?
Well, I think the first key is to acknowledge, to bring it to consciousness and acknowledge that you're having these feelings. And then take a breath. I think breathing is key. Take a breath and stop. We call it breathe, pause, and shift.
And when you mean shift, you're shifting
your mood. So you're taking a breath. You're acknowledging it. You're taking a breath. You're taking a moment, and you're going to decide: do I want to continue to be in this place of anger or fear or doubt or whatever this emotion is, or can I make the conscious choice to shift it?
And for me, a lot of times when I'm like that, we've talked about this before, I'm short of breath. I have some kind of
you go to a place of anxiety.
I guess that's the right word.
Right. So I think the thing for this week is just to practice breathing, pausing, and shifting. So it's taking that breath and acknowledging, hey, I'm angry, or I'm afraid, or whatever it is in that moment, and then realize that it is in that moment, that it doesn't have to be in the next moment.
All right, so walk us through a breathing kind of meditative, but breathing.
Okay, so let's just practice. Let's practice what, can you think of a situation where you were really angry?
Well, I'll tell you this week. I have a lot of work right now, and I'm not wanting to work full time. This is what I feel right now. I want to work part time, and so when I feel that I get a lot of work, I start getting angry because I'm like, how am I gonna balance the fact that I want to be creative and have my creative space and have my days off and get my job done correctly, which, you know, I feel that I have to do my job correctly in order for me to be okay with myself. And this is me in the center. I am the light, you know, in the circle. What do I do? So what I did this week is just that every time I felt like that, and this is what you've taught me, I stopped what I was doing at work. I stood up. I did, you know, breathing, almost like if you're going to exercise to stretch. I stretched. I breathed 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I breathed again, and I said, I will get this done, and I'm going to take this one step at a time, and really do that consciousness of telling yourself in a loud voice seemed to work for me. I don't know, this crazy stuff you tell me seems to be working. I don't know.
But I think one of the things that psychology tells us is that you can't be angry and happy at the same time. So if you can acknowledge the fact that you're having these emotions and just stop, tell your brain to stop, and that was great that you stood up and you did some stretching, you breathing at the same time.
Right, because I feel like at times that I am chained to that desk. And I get so angry because I don't want to do what I'm doing right now. I want to be. I'm going to do a little bit of red just to signify the anger, you know, just a little bit. Oh, we forgot to set the time.
I'm doing that right now.
We forgot to set the time. So trying to fight those emotions is really hard. It's not easy.
I don't think it's hard. I think it's a practice.
Okay,
just
I agree.
like everything else.
With that.
Because if you say it's hard, you're not going to do it.
I agree. Well, sometimes, some days you're more even keel.
Yeah, that is true.
And you're able to take that breath and believe that breath is going to do something for you. You know.
Right. And the thing is that if you do it, the more you do it, just like everything else, it becomes first nature, as opposed
intuitive.
Yes. So you find yourself breathing without thinking about it, and that stops for that second, that moment, all the negativity, all the negative chatter that's in your head, because it's really your mind telling you that you can't and no, and that you should be angry, and all of those reasons why you should be angry, instead of stopping and pausing and realizing that this too shall pass. It's all time limited.
Yeah, you tell me that, and sometimes I need to tell you. So
yes,
it's good to have a friend to balance off, you
Absolutely.
know, all these feelings that we, you know, obviously we walk around with all this stuff all the time, and
I know we weren't going to talk about this, but we live in crazy times.
Yep, I agree.
And I think no matter what, you're being bombarded by things that are uncertain.
Yes.
So whether you agree or don't agree with what you're listening to or people are saying, that's not it. It's just uncertainty. So uncertainty breeds all these emotions.
And it makes me crazy.
Yeah.
Because I don't feel like I'm in control.
Right.
And lack of control is something really bad. It takes you to a very dark place.
Well, I think for you, I think other people it's easier for them to let go of control. But that's an excellent point. The other thing that I wanted to talk about is when you have these anger or reactions or outbursts, are they equal to the situation? Meaning, are you more angry than the situation calls for? Are you more upset?
Is this representative of what you're really going through right now? And a lot of times, if you analyze it, it's not.
Right.
It's a crazy overreaction. You know, we're very, you know, plus we're females. We're very emotional, you know, and we see things sometimes from a different perspective. Men are different than women, you know. Not that a lot of men don't go through the same thing. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that sometimes men are not as emotional as we are, and they're able to detach themselves just a little bit, you know, just a little bit. Am I wrong?
I think it's more personality type.
You're probably right.
But I do think that one of the big skills is to realize, hey, is my outburst or my emotional response appropriate? And you know when it's not appropriate, then you got to look at it. You got to take that breathe, pause, and shift. Because I always say that you're not angry what you think you're angry at. You're angry at something else.
Yep. Sometimes it just comes out that way.
Yeah.
And the first person who's next to you, guess what? That's who's gonna take the brunt.
Yeah. And I know for me, I let things pile up.
And then you burst.
And then I burst. And that's not healthy either.
Well, I'm not like that. I can't hold anything inside. I mean, we're just polar opposites. I just like to vomit my emotions, pardon the word, because I feel if I keep it inside, I'm gonna explode.
Yes.
I really am gonna explode. So I want you to do what you did last week. I want you to take us through this whole breathing, and I will continue to make my painting and kind of, work with you.
So what I wanted to do is just in your mind's eye, just remember a time when you felt really angry, and just kind of hold that picture. And can you feel, when you hold that picture, can you feel any tightening or any difference in your breathing, in your body? Do you feel, just notice that a feeling. I know for me, when I feel more tight, more clinched, and just notice that. And then you're going to just take a deep breath. And you're going to take a deep breath for the count of 4. In, 2, 3, out, 2, 3, 4. We're going to do it again. 2, 3, out, 2, 3, and then one more time. 3, out, 2, 3. And then I just want you to notice, do you feel anything different? Do you feel a little more space? Do you feel a little more at ease? Or do you still feel that tightness? And if you still feel that tightness, it's time for more breath. So you're going to take in a breath, 2, 3, 4, and then out, 2, 3, 4. You're going to do it again. In, 2, 3, 4, and out, 2, 3, 4. And this time you're going to do it yourself. In and out. And now take inventory. Do you feel different? Do you feel more relief? Or do you need to do it again? And there's nothing wrong with doing it until you feel better. Sometimes it takes multiple breaths. Sometimes it takes one. So it's really up to you. Let's do it one more time. So you're going to go in and out. And in and out.
That's nice. I like to do the circles while you're talking to me. It's almost a very zen-like feeling for me. I really enjoy it.
And how did you notice a difference in your body?
Well, you like the clenching part. A lot of times I walk around with my jaw really tight, or I think also from when you're at the computer and you're typing all day long and you get that tightness in your neck. You're tight all the time, even when you're driving. Sometimes I'm like, what am I doing? Why am I grabbing the wheel so hard?
Yeah.
It's all stress.
Yeah. So it's really easy to take that time out and just breathe. Take an in breath and an out breath. We're all
inside this vortex.
Yep.
And I think the more we're able to keep the light in the center.
Yes.
This is very symbolic right here. I wanted to create almost like a safe zone.
Yes.
And just
Those
you
almost
know,
look like the chakras.
does it?
Yeah,
It's just very
I love it.
trying to stay focused and stay creative
Yeah, we have
and
about
stay
2 more
centered.
minutes. Yeah.
So just wrapping it up again, I think it's great that you're giving us these tools where we can just take time out of the day. Like I've been trying, you know.
It's been successful.
I'm taking your medicine, okay? I'm trying to say, well, you talk yourself through the situation. I think it's important, like athletes, you know, say that I can do this, you know, they psych themselves out. I think psyching yourself out to face the week and everything that you're going to be, you know, handed, and not to freak out.
Right.
And if you do, it's okay. Just stop, breathe, reload that good positive feeling, which is I had to try to do it multiple times a day because every time somebody called me, they throw me off, girls. You know, somebody comes and bursts your bubble.
Right.
You're in a bubble of happiness and then it's bursted. So you need to refill that bubble again.
Right.
And that's how I feel. I felt like I was refilling my bubble all day long. But if that's what it's going to take to let me get through the day, then that's what I did.
Awesome. That's great.
So, well, I just want to say thank you, everybody, for joining us. Every Sunday is pretty much, you know, we try to come up with stories, but at the end of the day, we all need to face the week with a refreshed idea of how to handle what life throws at us.
Right.
So,
and some tools and your new tools in your toolbox.
Yeah. And again, simple art. Anybody could do this. You don't have to be an artist. It's something very relaxing. You can make random, like we did last week. We'll do that again next week. I really enjoy that. I think it's therapeutic for anybody.
Yes, and it helps you breathe. It helps you take
good for kids.
Yeah, it's great.
And if it's good for kids, it's meant to be for adults too, people.
Agreed.
You know, we need to go back.
That
back
child
to basic.
inside,
Let me show it again up against the camera because the colors are just so relaxing and soothing.
Yeah.
And remember, you are the center of your universe.
Yeah, and here we are.
Right, we're out of time. So again, thank you for joining us. We'll be back next Sunday. We're going to do this every Sunday. So if you need
Until
a little,
we get it right.
You need a little positivity, a little inspiration, something to paint along.
Yeah,
you know,
I love it. And just pop it into a frame and put it on your wall as a reminder.
Yep. I think it's fabulous. Or use it in a journal. And these could be journal pages like we've done from the beginning. So I just want to tell everybody, please like and subscribe, support our channel. Right. You know, we're a small business. We're two girls trying to get things going in this world of craziness, and we just need to stop and refresh.
Yep.
So like we always say, see you next Sunday. Stay focused,
stay centered,
and stay creative. Thank you.